Okay, in beautiful St. Kitts, want to go over some things with you that comes up a lot. I talked to actually quite a few people who actually leave the U.S. Some relinquish, some don't. And one of the biggest places you'll find out that a lot of these people go to is Mexico. And in fact, if you look at as far as the expats that leave the U.S., there's more that are actually going to Mexico than I'm finding out on the internet than actually Canada. And one of the reasons is a lot of people leave the U.S., they think they're going to go to a place like Mexico, and they want something that's less government, less this and that. You know, you don't have to pay taxes, which is dead wrong, because Mexico taxes worldwide income, and they've got a high tax inside the country too. But what happens is they don't think that Mexico enforces it, and they think that Canada's like the U.S., so they don't choose Canada. And I'm going to tell you the problems that you run into with stuff like this. And then some people think, well, you know, I won't stay in the limitation period. I think it's around 183 days. Most countries is right around 183 days. If you exceed that, you're going to be taxed on your worldwide income. So what they end up doing is they go there, and for a while they'll bounce in and bounce out, and then what happens is they start relaxing, and next thing you know, 183 days have gone by. Maybe after the third or fourth year they've been there, and then what they're doing is they're not complying with the tax laws there. And what happens is, as I mentioned before, Mexico is very strict on their taxes, and they look for stuff like this, and they can pick it up very easily, you going in the country and coming out on your passport. And I always tell people, go to countries that have tax laws like you like them, okay? Mexico is, if you're leaving from the U.S. and you're going to Mexico, you're just going to be drumming up problems down the road if you don't like high taxes and you don't want to pay them, okay? Why not go further south to places like Belize, Panama? I mean, the whole Central America, other than Mexico, just about, I don't know if any other country, all of them have territorial tax systems except for Mexico. Why not pick one of those countries, you know, and just pick one that you like in an area in that country that you want to live in. But this is the problem that you're going to run into too, is you might be real diligent and stuff and watching what you're doing as far as, you know, trying to avoid taxes or evading them. And you're living in a place like Mexico. And then what happens when you die, if you're married, okay? Or you're not married. Let's just say you're going to leave assets to your children, okay? Usually children are not going to be, remember, very few people are wealthy to begin with. In most cases, the children are going to be the same way. They're more than likely, if you're wealthy already, okay, other than your child inherited money, most kids don't come out and become wealthy just like their parents, unless they're given money, a lot of money. But this is the problem. Let's say you do have a lot of money. Okay, and then you die, and you've been doing all this watching and stuff and trying to get around the taxes and stuff and doing it illegally. And then what happens is your children, then they're not like you, okay? They basically been given money. They're not watching stuff like you watch. And then what happens is they pick up the phone, and when you die, they call a lawyer. The lawyer's going to go by the law. And basically then you've left a mess. And then that mess is going to be, you want to leave your children a mess. This is what happens when you go to high tax countries and you don't start going by the law there. You end up with a real problem. And a lot of people think Mexico, you can just avoid it by just, because the thought that the government there is just lax. And Mexico's not like that, I'm telling you. Okay, they're lackadaisical in some things, but not that. And it's not just Mexico. I'm giving you examples of Mexico. Let's look at Portugal. Portugal's got the 10-year non-habitual tax regime that you can go on. But what happens is so many people get caught in what I call a tax trap. They buy a house there, they bring their family, and they get hooked on Portugal, okay? Or any other, it could be any other country that has a tax trap. And what happens is you get sucked in there, and then you don't want to move. And then what happens is you start basically just evading things instead of going by the law, and you think, I don't want to, the 10-year period is through, I don't want to have to pay 40% of my money out in taxes. Then don't move there to begin with. That's what you should be doing. Look at the countries that you won't have those type issues, okay? And also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And number 3 is hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen, folks. You'll get all these new videos as they come out. And, you know, this is where you get all this free information. We got over 600 YouTube videos now. And again, go to our website. You can pull up a lot of good information on there. And so anyway, let's look at the situation here. You're going to have to get yourself in a situation where you don't want to be in a tax bomb, okay? The best way to do it, like I said, is pick a country that has a territorial tax system or a pure tax haven. And this is what you need to go by. If you do this, then you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder. You can get things done right. And St. Kitts is a great place to go because they have no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. And so this is what you want to be looking for when you're picking a property. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website again, www.citizenshipquigley.com. Hit the top bar that says apply with us. Fill out the questions. Hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll get back with you. I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.